Hello and welcome to AHA TV. We're honored to have a chance to speak with Dr. Paul Ridker. Dr. Ridker is a Eugene Braunwald Professor of Medicine at the Harvard Medical School, as well as the Director of the Center for Cardiovascular Disease Prevention at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts. Dr. Ridker and his collaborators have achieved groundbreaking milestones in cardiology, including the first evidence supporting the inflammation hypothesis of atherothrombosis in humans, developing the first FDA-approved diagnostic test for vascular inflammation high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, and demonstrating the effectiveness of anti-inflammatory treatments for heart disease. Renowned internationally for his leadership in over 15 major clinical trials, including Jupiter, Cantos, and Zeus, Dr. Ridker has received numerous accolades, including recognition as a Distinguished Scientist of the American Heart Association and election to the National Academy of Sciences. His work has had a profound impact on cardiovascular medicine, and we are thrilled to have him here today to share his expertise and insights. How did you start in cardiology, and what inspired you to pursue this field?
I was very blessed in my training years at the Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston to meet Dr. Eugene Braunwald, who was the most important cardiologist of our era. And if you train with Dr. Braunwald, you become a cardiologist. My interest in inflammation, though, came from an observation very early on, rotating in the coronary care unit, that most patients did not have high cholesterol, and 2 out of 3 didn't have any major risk factor at all. So the question was, what else did these patients have, and what was driving this process? It would take us a lot of years to figure out that inflammation, measured by high sensitivity CRP or cytokines like interleukin-6, are very important in this process. But that was the beginning of a journey that's been going on now for almost 35 years.
How has the field of cardiovascular disease evolved, particularly regarding inflammation?
When we started this field, almost none of our colleagues in the clinical realm understood inflammation at all. Today, at these major meetings, we now have enormous sessions about inflammation biology. All of the clinical community understands that inflammation is as important as hyperlipidemia in driving atherosclerosis, the most common disease our patients face. And we now have proven anti-inflammatory therapies that can actually lower cardiovascular risk, just like we have therapies that lower blood pressure and lower cholesterol. While you're here at the American Heart Association meetings in Chicago, there's a symposium, Systemic Inflammation, evaluating potential new treatments in the management of chronic atherosclerotic disease and CKD. It takes place here Sunday, November 17th from 3:15 to 4:00 p.m. We're exploring several topics. I'll be presenting on, is it time for universal screening paradigm for cardiovascular biomarkers, looking at CRP and LDL as outcomes. Others will be talking about therapeutic issues for cardiovascular disease and inflammation. It's going to be engaging and informative. I encourage everyone to attend.